Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ozicar V8 series, getting ready for round 3 of the season from the famed Mount Panorama circuit here in Bathurst. Where other place would you rather be when you're tackling a V8 on the iRacing service? As always, it's coming to you on SimSpeed TV, thanks to Simfinity, virtual motorsport mentor as well. My name is Ryan Jones, and alongside me, I've got Nick Scarrigy. Jake Kennedy is behind the scenes. Qualifying is about to come to an end. We've got 14 cars for this one, so we got more than we had last week. Good to see the uptick as we head to the mountain. Looking to see who can be crowned King of the Mountain over our 2 races today, Nick. Looking forward to this one. Let's take a glance at your starting grid. So Sean Lindsell and Martin Turner on the front row. Daniel Hetchesfield and Daryl Hockey starting on row 2. Stuart Crawford and Daniel Gray, 5th and 6th, and Scott McKeon and Roy Clark off row 4, Julian Mookie, and Jason Ress running at your top 10.
Yeah, we've got Jager Pascoe, Cameron Cousins, Sean Slater, and Jason DiPotetto rounding out the 16.
As the clock runs down, and we look to the red lights as they come on, the revs rise. Let's go racing on Mount Panorama. Green flag, and we are underway, and a good start for Sean Lindsell. He converts beautifully. He'll lead them down into turn number 1, and Daniel Hetchesfield with a beauty from 3rd. He sneaks up the inside, and he's going to try to take away P2 from Turner. They'll drag down to turn number 2.
Yes, seeing them thunder up Mountain Straight. Just seeing who's going to get the jump into Griffin's Bend. Yeah, it's a big uphill run.
Inviting any side-by-side action because it's extremely easy to end up firing off into the concrete. That's a car backwards.
I do remember earlier last month, watching Max Bance under lights, or you could say just in the dark, and yeah, it was quite difficult to make out absolutely anything on the track.
Sean Slater should be our highest mover in this field. He's up 6 spots unofficially. He was scored at 15th on the starting grid, but 3 of the drivers ahead didn't take to the start. He should be able to pick up another spot because he's got Hetchesfield in front of him, who is about 3/4 of the way down Struggle Street at the moment. Into the final corner, going to wrap up a dominating showing for the first half of the evening for XG Motorsports. He takes out race 1 at Mount Panorama of the Ozicar V8 series. On that car, Daniel Hetchesfield's got no headlights. He'll be thankful this race is wrapping up before it gets too much darker. And then Jager Pascoe will be our final car to the line. Final car in the lead lap. Yeah, so of course this one's 25 minutes as opposed to the 15-minute one we just saw. It's now a lot earlier in the day as well, as you can see by the blaring and glaring sunshine down on these drivers. And you've got to make a pit stop for a minimum of 2 tyres. Expect 4 tyres to be taken for everyone with how quickly your services are done in these cars. This is Sean Slater for Ratu Racing. He finished up inside the top 10. He's probably looking for a little bit more here in the second race. Good thing about the second race is you get a chance to reset, and at sun heading up and under the tree will see blinding to these drivers. That's right on board with Sean here, Nick, as we go for a trip around the last half of this track.
Yeah, just watching him come over Skyline now, so super fast in through. We've got the Dipper and through to the S's.
And a bucket load of understeer.
Yeah, bit of understeer on that. Yeah, coming down into Forest Elbow. So Forest Elbow really critical. You need to get that really good run onto Conrad Straight, and especially with the aero on these cars, if you can get under the rear wing of another car, you can generally get a really good tow down into the chase.
Well, in qualifying at least, it's all about getting the best exit possible, because if you don't, you're throwing away many tenths by the time you reach the braking point right here for the chase, bringing it down from top speed to about 150 kilometers an hour, I want to say, up and over the curb on the inside, and then you want to set yourself up back up for this final corner when you begin your first lap, which is exactly what he's done. Drive around the curb, get the power down early, and don't spin up the tyres. Look at that sun glaring through the front windscreen as well. Better hope you've got a tinted visor on and your brightness settings turned down, as that car almost turned away from him out of turn number 1.
Yeah, big slide out of hell corner there, but it does look like he's going to try and make a run again and get another lap in.
Yeah,
oh, sorry, Ron.
Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, so just touching base again, promotion for Ozicar. So it's really great series. They've got the skip barbers, the touring cars as well, and the V8s. So they're a 6-round series. So very, very short championships. So there'll be 2 championships for every season, and really good chance for everyone to get in amongst it.
And if you love watching yourself on broadcast as well, you get that option, with all 3 being covered by us here on SimSpeed TV. If you're not a fan of me, though, I'd recommend putting it on mute.
Did you have a fan, Ryan, of is there any series in particular you like over the other 2?
I don't think I can say that without getting in trouble.
I'm trying to throw you under the bus there. I really love the Skip Barbers. That's such a great series to watch. The little open wheel Formula cars, yeah. But always awesome.
3 wildly different cars. The TCR, which is what started up the Aussie car banner. The front wheel drive little pocket rockets, and then of course the Skip Barbers, as you just described, and then the absolute monstrosity that is this Australian touring car. It's certainly diverse, everything for everyone. As Slater is getting towards the end of his lap, look at the speed you carry through the kink as Hockey puts the first time on the board, using a lot of the inside curve there to help get it turned in, propping it up onto 2 wheels, gets the power down nicely out of the chase complex. Now into Murray's corner. Sean Lindsell, make sure you pull it up because you could throw this all away. Sean Slater too. I'm watching 2 different people called Sean at the moment. Lindsell crosses first. He goes to the top. Sean Slater, he goes to 5th. Oh, no, his time. His time did count, but he ends up 6th as someone else popped up there as well. So qualifying wraps up. And this is your starting grid. It's Sean Lindsell again with a 2nd over everyone else to start on pole. Hockey alongside Turner and Hedgershire 3rd and 4th. Stuart Crawford and Scott McCune on row 3. Then Daniel Gray and Roy Clark 7th and 8th. Julian Mookie and Jaeger Pascoe making up your top 10.
We've got Sean Slater and Jason Reese both registering laps for 11th to 12th, and Cameron Cousins rounding out the top 13.
Let's get this one moving. A long hold again. The lights go out, and away we go. And Daryl Hockey converts very nicely from 2nd. He'll challenge Lindsell down into turn number 1. Can he get the run out of Mountain onto Mountain Straight? No, he can't. Everyone else behind, he gets through cleanly as well.
Yeah, I'm just catching a little bit further down in the back of the pack. Scott McCune and Daniel Gray side by side as they go Mountain Straight into turn 2.
They sort themselves out just about. Pascoe getting edged out by Jason Rez. He'll drop 2 spots as a result of that. Sean Slater will be the other benefactor to that move.
Just seeing him, come through Skyline down into the dipper. So, I've just caught Jason Rees. I think might have gone off into the queue litter. Looks like he saved it, but yeah, there's a bit of damage down the right-hand side of his supercar Mustang. Might be able to catch a replay of that and see where he's gone wrong.
The run down Conrad Straight then. And that's Jason Rez, who will lose a spot as Slater goes by and Pascoe will go as well. So Rez with a terrible run onto Conrad. And here's Pascoe now to the inside of Slater. Looks a bit tight as they swept through the kink and into the chase. Locking up is Slater. That car looking very unstable as he comes through the corner. Now he's having to defend again as Pascoe gets to his outside. Round the outside at Murray's corner. Easy as you like for Jaeger Pascoe. He gains another spot.
Yeah, deep braking like a demon for Jaeger Pascoe. Managing to put that move almost twice So, even Jason Rees jumping in there. Looks like he's made the move as well onto Jaeger Pasco.
Yeah, following Pasco through to go by Sean Slater, who's actually just dabbed the brakes there, interestingly, as he came across the little crest. Here's a replay. This is Jason Rez up through McPhillamy.
Yeah, it does look like he might have contacted the wall a little bit earlier. Yeah, lock up. Very good save.
Moment. Very fortunate that wasn't a big incident.
Jason Rees still being out there, even though he does have that damage that it looks like he took on lap 2. So sticking out there. Only really seems like Hedderschild's the only one that's really pitted so far.
Yeah, and he's got clean air to boot as a result, but that's quickly going to become traffic, because that is Sean Slater right in front of him. And in front of Slater is Jason Rees, so he might struggle to maintain any advantage he has in a few moments' time when these guys start to hold him up. Meanwhile, Martin Turner's got the benefit of plenty of clean air and 3 track in front of him. He can pump out whatever lap times he's capable of. But a difference in tyre life. Old versus fresh rubber.
Yeah, 2 or 3 spots for, simple mistake of not keying in potentially his lovely 24 degrees. I'd much rather it be 24 here than in there, that's for sure. Sean Slater looks like he's just over a second to Jason Rees, so Jason Rees, bit of damage control, so coming back after an early accident over the top of the mountain early on in the race. Looks like he won't be able to make a run. Hopefully he can get a bit of a run down on the Conrod Straight, but he'll have to sit in as he comes over the top of the mountain.
So Lindsay will come across the line and he'll trigger lap number 10. 3 laps to go then for our race leader. Rees and Slater. This is the battle for P9. He's going to get a distant toe down Conrod Straight, so that's going to help him out just a little bit. Still flashing those lights, trying to play some mind games with Slater, who I think might have just flashed the lights back at him. Well, after the brake lights flashed for a second. Slater's having brake issues. So if we sit on board with Jason Rees, you'll see the brake lights flashing. So looks like he's carrying permanently carrying about 0 to 1% of his brake, and it's flickering on and off around this racetrack, which would explain why he's struggling so much for pace out there.
Great work by Jason Rees as well. So yeah, he's pulled that gap. It was, I think, about 1.2, 1.3 seconds. So he's now just pulled it just under 4/10. So it looks like he will get a move done on Sean Slater.
Also, Rees is flashing his lights as well in response to Slater. So Slater moves it over to defend, and they'll run side by side into Griffin's Bend. And up on the top of the side of the racetrack, he finds no grip. I'm just going to get tight into the cutting. Someone's going to have to lift, and it'll be Rees on the inside that lifts off. But he fights back, throws it in, but he can't get it turned and powered out of the corner well enough. So Slater will hold on for now.
Great work by Slater and Rees as well to not collide there, because super tight part of the circuit. So excellent defensive driving by both Slater and Jason Rees.
So Rees will have to try again. And with the brake dramas for Slater, you imagine he's going to get a monumental run down the main straight as fastest lap of the race for Sean Lindsay that time by. 2 laps to go for him. Yeah, I think this is going to be done pretty easily for Rees here. He's right on the back of him already as we come under Conrod. He'll pull alongside and it'll be a drag race He'll hit the wall of air. There's nothing Slater can do. He tries to door bang him, slow him down, side draft him, anything. Rees even drops a couple tires on the grass for a moment, but Slater can't fight that one. And so Rees up into P9.
Might not be over. Slater getting a good run out of the chase, but yeah, it looks like Jason Rees might have just put that gap on him a little bit. Could be, could be game over for this battle for Sean Slater.
So Sean Lindsell did a 2:04.1 last time by, fastest car on the racetrack, and he will make it 2 from 2. He will clean sweep round 3 of the Ozicar V8 series here from Mount Panorama. Sean Slater will be the final car in the top 10. Jaeger Pasco will come home in 11th place as well. So, in the end, it was all about one man out front, but some good little scraps throughout the field as well behind him. Let's take a look at your full results then from race 2, the last of our 2 races today. Margin of victory was 11.5 seconds from Daryl Hockey and Daniel Hedgershide, your top 3. Stuart Crawford, Daniel Gray making up your 5 top cars, and then Roy Clark, Martin Turner, Scott McHugh, Jason Rees, and Sean Slater, your top 10.